Grab was introduced in the Philippines way back in 2013 and has traveled over 300 billion kilometers in the country. Over the last months, delivery service is at peak. Quarantine restrictions are implemented in the Philippines. Thus, people were limited to go out and those who have pre-existing health conditions were prohibited from going out. People at home needed basic commodities, food, appliances, and other products. Hence, they switched to delivery service. At the top of the lockdown, only trucks, vans, and motorcycles of delivery providers were visible. And even now, out on the street, people are getting used to the convenience of delivery and will continue even after the pandemic is over. And so, on-demand delivery services boomed. In the study of on-call basis scheme as an alternative outsourcing strategy, the researchers will study how HR professionals and riders assess the on-call basis scheme in the delivery industry, as well as the hindering factors of it.
Conceptual framework, input process output model. The input will determine the source of data such as books, journal, internet, and other reference materials. Survey results on the assessment of on-call basis scheme as to registration, virtual training, qualification and requirements, and verification. The process column includes the formulation and dissemination of the survey questionnaire, analysis of the data obtained through tabulation and presentation, as well as statistical assessment data. After gathering all the relevant details, the assessment and analysis of the data will be carried out. The output shows the expected results of the research. The feedback from the output will be returned to the input to assess the feasibility of the study. It will help researchers to evaluate which intervention scheme will be suitable for the analysis.
Statement of the problem. The study aims to assess the on-call basis scheme as an alternative outsourcing strategy on Grab riders at UP Town Center from October 2020 to April 2021. The researchers want to gather information towards the on-call basis scheme as an alternative outsourcing strategy. Taking cognizance of above, the researchers' problem can be epitomized by the means of the following questions. First, how do HR professionals and riders assess the on-call basis scheme in the delivery industry as to first, registration, second, virtual training, third, qualification requirements, and fourth, verification. Second question. Is there a significant difference in the on-call basis scheme as assessed by HR professionals and riders? Third, what are the hindering factors in the on-call basis?
The chosen mall in Quezon City, namely UP Town Center Ayala Mall, which was the riders are usually standby. Grab Philippines main office in Makati City is for the selected HR practitioners of GrabFood.
According to Dublin 2020, demand for food delivery explodes during the COVID-19 pandemic as consumers self-isolate and restaurants close down. With more people stuck at home due to the COVID-19 outbreak, there has been a surge in demand for food delivery services. According to Lee et al. 2020, that during the global 2020 COVID-19 outbreak, the advantages of online food delivery were very obvious, as it facilitated consumer access to prepared meals and enabled food providers to keep operating.
Grab 2020 launched virtual training for the Grab car drivers who will temporarily transition as Grab Food and Grab Express for safety addresses. Zayberts et al. 2015 conducted a study and found out that one of the most common issues among on-call workers were stress due to unpredictability, ability to relax during inactive on-call periods, restrictions during on-call duties, on-call work demands, and satisfaction with compensation for on-call duty.
Research design. The researchers used descriptive research method, which the data is collected in a qualitative manner and analyzed using quantitative procedure. The aim of this method is to verify formulated hypotheses that refers to the present situation in order to elucidate and emphasize it. The descriptive nature of research was used in order to gain information on how the delivery riders will assess the on-call basis scheme.
Population and sampling. The target respondents of this study were 45 Grab food riders at UP Town Center, Ayala Mall located at Quezon City, and the 5 HR professionals of Grab Philippines main office in Makati City with a total of 50 respondents. Research instrument. After reading and gathering all the necessary data that was enumerated in review-related literature, the researchers will use survey questionnaire. It is a self-made questionnaire to assess the on-call basis scheme as an alternative outsourcing strategy in delivery industry. And due to COVID-19 pandemic, the questionnaires that will be given to HR professionals from Grab Philippines main office will be conducted online.
Method of research, data gathering procedure. To gather the needed data for the study, the researchers use the following. First step, securing the approval of the organizational managers under investigation.
Second step, the survey questionnaire will be administered to the respondents, the delivery riders, and the HR practitioners upon acceptance of their submission. Third step, retrieving questionnaires from the respondents. Fourth step, tabulating and computing the data with the aid of the statistician and the advisor. Fifth step, analyzing and interpreting the conclusion of the data with the assistance of the advisor. And lastly, the findings of the data were displayed in tabular or textual form. Percentage was used to quantify the profile of the respondents. Weighted mean in Likert scale. Weighted mean. It is the sum of the item values divided by the total numbers of the item.
The scale interpretation of the questionnaire consists of very satisfied, satisfied, neutral, unsatisfied, and very unsatisfied.
T-test. This was used to determine whether or not significance exists between the assessments of the two groups of respondents.